For those of you who don't know me, I'm Mitch's older, smarter, and much better looking brother. I'd like to start off by thanking Mr. and Mrs. Hills for making tonight possible. You guys did a great job. As we all know, today was a big day for Sarah and Mitch, but it's also a big day for me because Mitch has finally, after 28 years, declared to everyone that I'm the best man. I knew it was going to take a while. We're very competitive. Mitch and I first met in the mid-1980s. We had a lot of great memories from our childhood. I'm just going to give you a couple crazy stories. I remember once I told Mitch that a clothes dryer was a spaceship. And I convinced him to board the spaceship. And I pushed the safety and turned the on button and it wouldn't go. So I called our other brother and he pushed the safety and I gave it a spin and he spun for a couple minutes crying for us to let him out. Or maybe the day Santa Claus brought me 2 pairs of boxing gloves. Not a good idea. I started my own fight club. We fought every day. Unfortunately for Mitchell, he was the only guy that was actually in the fight club. That explains what's going on upstairs. But I didn't always have the upper hand. When I was about 15 years old, I was showing Mitch how to play golf. And before I could get out of the way, he took a big swing and hit me in his backswing on the top of my head. Bleeding profusely. And as I went to grab him to strangle him, he was gone. I didn't see him for like 4 hours. He was in the woods hiding because he knew if he came around, I was going to get him. And then after about hour 2, I'm standing there feeling bad, like, is he alive? He switched it around so that I was a bad guy when he smashed me in the head. It's pretty common in our relationship. When I graduated high school, I moved out of the house and lost part of the bond Mitch and I once had. We still saw each other, but not as often as we should have. This went on for about 10 years. We saw each other 4 or 5 times a year, having generic conversations like how's work, what's new, common pitfalls of life as an adult. Out of all the stories Mitch and I share, by far this is the best one. About 2 years ago, my little brother stopped being my personal punching bag and became my best friend. Mitch was going through a rough patch in life and was making some bad decisions. So my wife and I asked Mitch to move in with us to get away from it all and start fresh. During this time, I got to meet my brother as a man, and not as a dorky 14-year-old that I had remembered. It seemed like all of a sudden Mitch was a smart, confident, caring guy with tons of love to give. Not only did it reignite our bond, but we also got to know my kids and fell in love with Uncle Mitch. During this time, I also got to know Sarah much, much better. Anyone that knows Sarah knows that she's very loving, caring, and she'll do anything for anyone to put them before herself. But I know Mitch tested her patience this week. Sarah loves my kids so much and treats them like her own. But most of all, she has always been there for my brother, and she has his back like he has always had mine. Any quality Mitch is lacking, Sarah more than makes up for it. Yeah, you can imagine. I need a drink. We're going to do a toast. Everyone raise your glass. I'm proud to call you my sister, Sarah. Here's to Mr. and Mrs.